He's the symbol at the beginning of transatlantic slave trade. You know, he raped, committed genocide. He's a mass murderer. He tortured. And that's the history that needs to be taught about.
That's what protesters view, which is why Columbus statues wanted to the Bay in Baltimore. They want to take Columbus off Columbus, Ohio. What's your reaction to this?
The United States is the most just and exceptional nation that has ever existed. That's unequivocal. And if people want to have a public debate about tearing down all of our structures, I say let's have it, because the battle of ideas should win. But you don't get exercise health up. You don't take these carefully deliberated moments and push them over. That's not the way it works. Have the battle of ideas, because I am convinced what we'll find is the vast majority of Americans are proud of America. They want to be inspired by America, and they will continue to be inspired to American races. And people like that should probably, spend a little more time as to getting a understanding of the ideals that found us. I'd say start with the Federalist Papers. That would be my advice to that person.
Hey, so how would you describe Mount Rushmore Friday because of that background?
Unbelievable. It was amazing. It was the most amazing thing I've gotten to witness. And let me tell you, in two categories. First off, the backdrop, the speech was unifying. The president's speech was phenomenal. The fireworks were phenomenal. But what was really phenomenal, Brian, and you can appreciate this, is the Rushmore Day.
Yes, may I please have number 8? Can you repeat that? Lemonade? Can I make that a medium, please? And may I also please get 2 double cheeseburgers, no pickles. 2 double cheeseburgers, no pickles, and that will be all. Thank you. All right. Kids. Thank you.